Are there voices of discouragement around you? Some people always seem to doubt the grace of God upon your life and destiny. Are there people who weaken your hand when you receive that new picture of greatness from God? Are there those who persecute and mock your life of service to God and call you church rats because it seems now you can't afford your transport fare? Are there those who appear like Peninnah who always laugh at you because you are barren with result? The time has come, beloved, when God will open the heavens over you and there will be a transformation in your life that where you will be can never be compared to your state now. This is the acceptable year of the Lord. This is the year in which God profusely abounds His favor to His children. God does lives. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." There is a transformation that comes from God. It is an irreversible change, the same way the pupa changes to the caterpillar and the butterfly we admire on the trees. That is how God will transform your life before your doubters. You must not let anyone reduce the pictures in your spirit. That picture of a glorious and beautiful life that God has given you. Incubate it and breathe over it and look yourself in the mirror and confess that my life is beautiful. Like the story of Hannah, who was barren with no child, it was clearly stated that Hannah was in a state of bitterness and anguish. Your present state might be the same when it seems there is no hope about the arm of the flesh. This was written by your Father in heaven, so you have comfort and encouragement that your state is not unique to you. God transformed Hannah's life before her doubters like Peninnah. Rise and shake off the grief and worries and begin to give praise to God now. She gave birth to Samuel, who happened to be the greatest prophet that God used then. Maybe this is speaking to you now. You are giving birth to that multinational company. God will change your life from where it is to a greater glory, and it will be a wonder to your doubters. Hannah began to sing to the Lord after hearing a word of encouragement from Eli, as you are doing also. 1 Samuel 2 verse 8. He raised up the poor out of the dust, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord, and He hath set the world upon them. God can raise the poor out of the dust and lift the beggar from the dunghill to set them as princes. Wow! This is your reality. You can be trekking for a long distance because you serve God, and in the next week's begging, in the weeks ahead, you are lending nations. Nothing is too small and impossible for God. I mean nothing. It is called a miracle, beloved. Do not limit our God. We see another story in the life of Abraham and Sarah, how both were barren and Sarah's womb was dead, but God spoke to him to change his name, Abraham, which is elevated father, to Abraham, which is a father of many nations. But he did not even have one child. Try to imagine what his neighbor would have been saying. Many would have been mocking him and questioning his words, but Abraham was a man who, against all odds, believed in hope that he will be a father of many nations. He had pictures and imaginations of him fathering nations. God transformed Abraham's life, and now we can relate the testimony to his previous state. That is what we mean by transformation. Irreversible change by the power of God. Dare to believe this. Yours is coming your way. Change your mindset and your pictures now. Start seeing your beautiful future. This is more than a mental accent. It is incubating the visions of God in your mind. That is how the transformation comes. God is rolling up His sleeves, beloved, waiting for the right time to transform your life before your doubters. God is saying to you, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Those who have hated and spoken shame into your life, you will outrun them and catch up by the speed of God. You will shed scales. Wait on God. It is coming. Every evil will be frustrated and brought to nothing. Be it sickness, a depressive time for you, or a financial situation, God doesn't just want to change the situation. He wants to change your life and your environment. It will be aligned to that new person. God is powerful and almighty. He doesn't have to come down from heaven. Perhaps you feel that God left you to suffer in this pain. God says weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. You will be so amazed by the change that is coming to your life from today. When that happens, you will not know what to do, either to dance or roll on the ground, or to shout and scream for joy. God specializes in changing lives so that no one can take the glory to himself, but all the glory will be to him. You will know that God is a God that answers your prayers. This desire of your heart will not go unattended. The Oxford Dictionary says that transformation is a marked change in nature and appearance. That means when God does this, it will not be something that you will say, I cannot trace it to God's hand in my life. No, it will be God himself, your story before your doubters. Just imagine the story of children of Israel walking around Jericho. The people of that city will have been laughing and mocking them, but they are moving according to the word. The writer of Hebrews says, by faith, the walls of Jericho fell after they compassed about 7 days. The mouth of their doubters was silenced. God will prove himself in your life in due time. Like Joseph, you might be the underdog now, a slave having nothing, but God, in his mercy, will be ordering your steps from one door of honor to another until you sit on the seat of providence. I am not talking to someone else, I am talking to you, the very you. You would have thought that someone like Joseph will be the second in command of the whole Egypt. Wow! This our God is so wonderful and amazing. This is the God you serve. I said God specializes in transforming life. This is a beautiful psalm called the Song of Ascent, which is one of the most sung among the Jewish believers in God. It says, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them. The Lord hath done great things for us. Whereof are we glad? God is turning your captivity. You that sowed in tears, you will reap in joy. If you have lacked help, God is saying to you that you lack nothing. Believe it, because you are the trophy of God. Those who doubt the beautiful life that God has prepared will bow down before you and exclaim God's greatness on you. God is transforming your life. Psalms 18 verse 43 to 45 says, Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people. Thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid of those close places. This is the total transformation that God is bringing your way. David was a man that was hated during his time like King Saul. No one believed in him, even when he wanted to stand and defeat Goliath. His brothers doubted him. Many are saying, how can you accomplish this great feat? It will be a wonder to many. God will transform you that seems so dull and regarded as the last in your class to greater than your teachers and the ancient. It is logic. Wait on God. Let him renew your strength like the eagles and cause you to shed scales and take on a new form of glory, honor, greatness, and influence by his Spirit. Amen.